Hi everyone, it's Shannon, aka QB Crossing. I hope you are having a wonderful day so far. Today we are back with another Dream Island tour, and this one is just the most stunning, natural and simple island I think I have ever seen. It's set in early morning, and I just think that there's going to be so much amazing inspiration for all of us. So let's just get right into it. Okay, so first things first, as always, we are going to check out the island map, but I did just want to note how beautiful their flag is. They make a ton of custom designs, which I'll show a little bit later on, but I just love the minimal design and aesthetic. It is so good all throughout this island. But opening up the map now, look at how stunning this layout is. I really am just blown away by how aesthetically pleasing their terraforming and waterscaping is. Everything looks so organized, and I just am so excited to walk around this island. The Dream address is on the screen, as well as all of their socials, so please go give them a follow, show them some love, because they have just the most beautiful aesthetic, and I just know that there's so much inspiration on their Twitter account. So villager wise, we have a lot of cute villagers here. I feel like they all kind of work. I can't explain why, but they just seem perfect for this island, and I'm really excited to just walk around and see how everything comes together. So let's check out the entrance. I do love the blue airport on this island. I feel like it's very fitting. I just love how it looks with this like early morning time of day, lots of blues and greens. It's just so satisfying. I love it so much. And starting off an entrance with a villager house, if you've watched my tours, you know how much I love this. I just think it makes it feel so homey, and it just gets you right into that very lived in feel. I never know what to do with entrances, even though I think they're really fun to design, but I just think that this is such a beautiful way to start off your island. And I'm loving this kind of dirt pathing that they have going on. It seems like this island is going to be super easy to navigate. Everything is very simple, yet so intentional and curated. And I'm already absolutely in love, and we've literally barely stepped off the little dock. So loving this, loving all of the white tones coming out here as well. And I think maybe we'll start by going to the left. I know that there's a lot all throughout this island, but I usually like to start with the left side. So first things first, I think maybe we'll just continue this way. I know that I see a little sign back there that looks really cute, but I'm gonna really just continue all the way to the left of the island first. Lots of cute little seating areas also, and I just love islands like this where they're not overly decorated, yet it still feels like everything is really filled in. And don't get me wrong, I love super cluttered islands too, but these are really satisfying as well. This waterscaping, absolutely unreal. I think waterscaping is the hardest thing to do in this game. The waterscaping tool is just really annoying to work with, and I love just the curves that they have here. Such a good use of making this river mouth just work really nicely and flow on their island so beautifully. Also, is there something on the beach? It may be pretty simple, but I just kind of noticed this. And there's a little like volleyball court over here, and I really like the lifeguard chair. It almost looks like they're gonna be like the ref for the game, but they're also just a lifeguard, which I think is really funny. That's a really cute little touch. And then if we come over this bridge here, we have Able Sisters, and I really like the mix of this like kind of structured dirt path and then the more natural dirt pathing. I think this looks really good, and I just love like all of the very minimal little touches here when it comes to just some of the weeds, a little bit of fencing. All looks really great. And then if we come down this way, lots of just really cute touches on the beach. I know it looks like there may not be a lot here, but I think the placement of these weeds is just really perfect. I think that this is my ideal kind of setup for a beach. It really works nicely with this simple and minimal island, and it still makes it feel like there's a little bit of texture on the sand. Coming over here, we have a diagonal path, which I am a huge fan of. And we even have this little campsite sign backwards, which works really nicely. But look at how beautiful that is. This just goes to show that you don't need to go crazy with your design. If you're really intentional with where you're placing your pathing and where you're placing your items, I think that you can definitely accomplish something stunning like this. The two houses just along this diagonal path, it is so beautiful. I really cannot say it enough. And then the time of day with the little sunrise coming up, it is really just, I don't know, it feels like a painting. And when I say something feels like a painting, I mean, it feels like a work of art. It's so serene, so beautiful. I feel like that is the highest form of compliment from me. So this island is definitely feeling just like a piece of art. And then over here, we have a really cute little setup over by the pier. And I just love this. Like, look at how simple and perfect that is with the seating and then the lamp. Just beautiful. Really, I know that this is going to be one of my favorite islands, one of my go-to islands. And I think that happens a lot with the islands that I tour because I really try to find very specific islands for this channel. And if I ask to tour your island, I really, really love it. So I guess me saying I love this island is kind of just a rite of passage of me touring something, but really cute. I love this little fence work here and how it really just continues all the way over to the beach, really being intentional again with those white items. I think it really helps to pull the color palette together and just pull your overall theme together when you do have a very specific color palette coming through with all of your items and all of your designs. And then we have this really nice little walkway back here. We have some of this water going through the island and a little kind of bridge in this more natural area, a little campsite or a little bonfire area. And then this leads over to, I almost said resident services, but I meant nooks. And again, look at how pretty this waterway going through the entire island is. It's really just so serene. And I feel like I would love to just kind of relax here. This just gives me an overall feeling of calmness and peace. Is calmness a word? I don't know, but calm and peace. It just is a place I would love to just relax and read a book or have a little like off the grid stay. This definitely gives me all of that kind of feel. I just want to see before we go too far to the back if I could go any further on this little beach area here. Some of this area might not be accessible anyway else. So since I did say we're starting with the left, there's a couple of little things over here towards the left of this little waterway, like a little fishing spot, which makes a lot of sense. And then even a little boat over here on the rocks. I love that. I love the little paint cans. I found that the paint cans work really well next to the boat items. So definitely a little pro tip over here. It looks like a little DIY area. And then you can walk along this whole little kind of waterway over to the left. Lots of little details here, just with some of the little decoy ducks and little kind of like weeds scattered throughout. Very, very like slightly overgrown, just the perfect amount of weeds throughout this island, which I actually think is super hard to do. Especially if you're getting your island ready for a dream address, really cleaning it up and making sure that you have the exact weeds everywhere you want. There's so much that goes into just getting it to look like this. So although it does feel like a sort of simple and minimalistic island, that's not to say that it's easy by any means. And so let's see behind Nooks over here. I think this is getting towards the back of the island. We have this little like walkway that continues. So again, it's really easy to get around, which I really appreciate about that dirt pathing. And then when you come up over here, look at that view. Oh my gosh. I almost screamed because look at how pretty that is. I really am at a loss for words right now, but it's so cool the way that they thought about this view over here, those three houses creating this little neighborhood and all of the like whites coming through again between the colors of the houses and then the colors of all the items. It's really just done so well. I cannot say that enough. And I'm gonna go over this bridge here as well. I see that there's a couple little things over here, like little seating area. I actually want to steal this idea of the bench and the bike combination here is really good. Just the way they laid that out is honestly chef's kiss. And over here, this is a closer view of that little neighborhood. So this really nice little like concrete asphalt walkway, and then a really nice touch of this secondary path. It really just adds a little something to this area, and the grass coming through still makes it feel very natural, but it has a little bit of that structured feel, and it's just so pretty. I love this. It really makes me want to go for a more natural island. I also feel like not worrying about decorating every little area, like every tile of every space, is probably very freeing. But the thing that I've been struggling with lately is just my island flow. So maybe I will start to get some inspiration here of just how they're laying out and separating some of these areas. I think since we're over here already, let's go up this incline and see. Oh, it's the campsite. I love this. And is this our resident rep over here? She is so cute. I love her outfit. Obviously, I don't know what she's saying, but I love her outfit and I love her hair. She is very fitting, exactly what I would have thought for this island. But look at this. I mean, the waterscaping up in front of the campsite, and then just these little details, the fencing behind the campsite, and then this little campfire area. Really just the perfect little campsite area. And we even have Blair just enjoying life over here as well. And then look at this really nice transition to that sand pathing, almost like a little boardwalk, a more beachy tropical feel, and having that white picket fence right next to the white incline. Such a beautiful combination. Definitely going to kind of make a mental note of that, but really like this. I love when you kind of transition from one area to the next and they change pathing, or it feels like a little bit of a different aesthetic, and we're definitely getting a more beachy feel right by this secret beach. And it looks like maybe this pathway kind of spans throughout, maybe not too far to the left, but I think it does continue maybe a little bit further over to the right here. But love this. I just think that this is really cool. I like this little boardwalk. I know it's not a boardwalk because it's sand, but I feel like a lot of people do paths at the back of their island, and I always think it looks really nice, and I never know what to do with the backside of my island. So definitely an idea if you are struggling with what to fill back there, or how to kind of like end your island off. So let's kind of come back up this way. I know that I saw this little bridge over here as well, and I know we're kind of coming up from the back, but I think that's okay. I think it's fun to explore the island in different ways. And if we come over here, there's actually a little viewpoint area, and we get a really nice view of that campsite. Very, very tranquil, serene. Blair is in the distance, so really just a perfect view over here. And then if we come up here, I think that this maybe is a little kind of small neighborhood area. This one's definitely feeling a little more natural and rustic with some of the fencing choices. And then over to this side, this is the other house on this little kind of cliff area, a little pond up in front here. Also a great little idea for how to decorate in front of a house. And if you're experiencing burnout, I honestly think that this island may help you, because look at how simple this idea is here. Just like the fact that they're so like curated with the items that they're using and their placements, it makes everything feel so polished and beautiful. But it really is a very like simple and minimalistic design. So I think if you're experiencing burnout because you're trying to do too much, maybe take some inspiration from this island. And when I say if you're experiencing burnout from trying to do too much, I'm really talking to myself, but maybe someone else is feeling the same way about their island. Or if you haven't played for a while and it's just too daunting to try to do a crazy build, I think kind of taking this aesthetic is so stunning, and I really think people are very drawn to these type of islands lately. So I don't know, basically that's my 2 cents, and I love it. Like, look at that gorgeous terraforming. That is so hard to do, to pull off that beautiful look. I love that waterfall going back into the like lower level down there. You can even kind of jump over here and get a closer look. I'm not sure if I can get onto that one, but let's see if I could come up here. You can. Look at that. I've always wanted to do a very natural kind of waterfall, waterway type of river thing like what we're seeing here. And you could just tell how good their terraforming is, their cliff decoration, and just the perfect amount of bushes, trees. And I can't wait to get back there and just get a closer look of the terraforming that they did, but really just a stunning view wherever you go over here. I think before I go too far to, let's see how big this cliff is. There's a lot over here. So I think let's get back down onto the main level, because right here is the resident services. And I did want to note that they have a ton of custom designs. I'm going to pop them up on the screen. But like I said, they have a very minimalistic aesthetic. It's so beautiful. So they have tons of great codes just for signage and other little patterns. If you have that kind of minimal aesthetic, you're definitely going to want to maybe download some of their codes. They also have some clothing codes. So just wanted to share that. But anyway, back on the island, let's see what is over here to the left side, because we may have missed a couple of little things over to the left before we head to the middle and right of the island. So over here we have this extension of this really pretty dirt pathing, and then over here this is where we didn't get to see before, but that little kind of coffee sign. So maybe this is a bakery of sorts. And the way that they laid out that stone fencing is so good. I can't explain it. It's just so good. And then we have another diagonal path here with the little bistro tables. So if you go get coffee over here, you can hang out. And I mean, that just seems like a total dream. I am wishing I was here right now. Let's see if we missed anything else. I don't know if we did. Actually, I think we may have, because we came back this way. So we didn't actually see this little other kind of way that you could get to Nook's Cranny. So there is this really cute little pathway. And then if we come up here, I think, yes, we did see these little houses. So we've seen the left side of the island, and now it is time to get over to the right side and check out the rest of the island. So what I'm gonna do is kind of make my way back up by this like entrance area so that we kind of experience what it would look like if we made a right when we came in. So over here we have this crosswalk on the grass and this little kind of park. This is such a perfect minimal park. I love the placement of the volleyball, the bench, and just it's perfect. The way that they've really like framed everything with this white line, it works so good. And then this even kind of connects you back over to resident services. It's just so symmetrical and perfect. I feel like I've said perfect a lot, but the layout is really so good. I feel like I can learn so much just from the way that they approach their island design and flow. A really great little beach setup over here as well. Really cannot get enough. I also think that maybe they have decorated the interiors of all of their villagers, except for Mac from when I last spoke to them. I don't usually do all tours of all the villager interiors, but I will check inside of the main resident rep house. And I know a lot of people get mad at me in the comments, but our videos would be so long if I did interior tours of every single villager. So just throwing it out there. I hear you guys, and I do my best to at least show the interior of the rep houses, which it looks like worked perfectly because we are right in front of the rep house now. So why don't we go in and see how they've decorated? Okay, so this is kind of exactly what I expected, just knowing that like their aesthetic and how minimal they kind of like everything. And I feel like they would judge me so hard if they saw my house, because it just looks like everything is in its perfect place. And I have a feeling that this is how they are in real life too. And I strive to be very organized, and I don't know if my aesthetic is as minimal as this, but I really love it. And I love to just see how kind of island creators' exterior designs translate to their interiors. And you can just tell they're very organized. The layout is stunning. I love how they've thought about breaking up this space with the kitchen over here, even a little living space over here. Using this cardboard box is so smart. And again, we're getting lots of the whites and greens, so it fits really well just with kind of matching what you see on the exterior of their island. So in this room over to the left, this looks to be maybe like a little hangout room. That's the vibe I'm getting. We have a TV in here and then a couple little seats, just a place to really relax with some friends, hang out. And I mean, once again, they're just being so cohesive with their designs. I really love their layouts, and I like that they really add that greenery in, because if you have a minimal aesthetic, it can sometimes feel very cold. So I think adding in the plants really helps in these kind of situations. I love this layout. So if you need some interior inspiration, I hope that these layouts are helping. Okay, so in the back room here, it looks like we have a bathroom area, and this is just so good. I love the mix of the deck and then also this kind of tile. I think it really helps break up the space. And then we have the little cypress bathtub, which is just so cute. Also makes it feel a little bit more like a spa, even having the like robe and the closeout in the front as well, which is really nice. Okay, and then the room over to the right, this looks to be like a little DIY room, a little place to work and just kind of relax, and maybe not relax, I don't know why I said that, maybe just to work and have all of your office supplies, really just get down and DIY in here. I love that. Okay, and up on this top floor here, we have a really beautiful bedroom. I mean, look at how cute this is. They even have their own little office area. So good. Oh my gosh. This is not an office. What is going on with me today? This is a walk-in closet, which is so nice because you can even iron in there. This is the office area, which is kind of connected to where their bedroom is. And honestly, I love this layout for a bedroom. Like, how sick would this be? It's so good. And then in the basement here, it looks like maybe this is like a guest room of sorts or like a master bedroom. I can't really tell, but we have two larger beds here, a little place to kind of sit and relax. And then we also have a little kind of office area. So this feels a little bit more hotel-like. That's why I was thinking maybe it's a guest room, but really love it. Fits within the whole aesthetic of their entire island. And it's just a really nice use of space. So we are back on the island now. And let's see what we have back here behind the house. There's a couple different directions we can go. So this way leads you over to resident services. And if we come back over here where we just were behind the rep house, we can go back this way. And I love this little kind of setup. Feels very natural. We have these little kind of like duck ponds, little crops over here, which really just help make, I don't know, fill in some of these spaces and still very much a minimal and aesthetic way that just kind of fits everything else that they're doing. And then back over this way, I just like this little walkway and the bike over here. I'm not sure if we missed anything to the very front right of the island, so I just want to look over here, but I think we've kind of seen this area. Just really cute little details on the beach also. So let's make our way to the back and really see what else we may have missed. I think some of those more kind of natural terraformed areas are over there. And then over here we also have the peninsula, which they put a house on, and it works really nicely. This is so good. I love putting a house on the peninsula. Always just such a nice little touch here. So let's get back on this little pathway, and I did just want to go maybe this way first because I saw this little dirt path which leads you over this like log bridge, which I have to say is a very underrated bridge. And if you have a natural island, it's such a good one to use. And look at just the way that this waterscaping really connects throughout the island. I love that we saw this on the left side of the island as well. And this brings you all the way back to where we were before with this little kind of beachy back boardwalk area. I guess it wasn't exactly where we were before, but I like that they kept that consistent throughout the back of the island. Really, really nice. And then if we come up this way a bit, we can make our way over to that middle area. We were going to go up that incline, so let's follow this back this way and see what's up this incline here. Also, I just want to note that they have their little cute signs all throughout that they've designed, which look really nice. And look at this beautiful view of the museum that we have. I did notice on the map that the museum was like completely surrounded by water, and I was wondering how that was going to look. And I mean, I'm not let down by this. I really like it. It's so cool to be able to keep your museum in the tent. And the hard thing about that is that you can't move your museum if it's in the tent. So they really just had the perfect placement for it because this works so nicely on their island. There's so many little kind of details all throughout here as well on these little inclines. I don't know if there is a way to get back there all the way kind of to the back of this little waterway area. I'm gonna see if I can wrap around this way and get any other views. I think, oh, you know what we can probably do is go down here and let's see. Oh yeah, okay, cool. So we can kind of take a closer look at how they did some of this terraforming back here. It came out really, really nice. I mean, to be able to lay something like this out and know that it's going to look good from afar as well, it's really hard to do. It ends up being a lot of running around your island and checking out the views. But here's another view from down below. I know we've seen this really gorgeous waterfall from up on the higher level, so it's nice to be able to see it here and how they've just terraformed and made that work. So that is really stunning. I want to just check out the map really quick, make sure we didn't miss anything. I think we've seen everything on this island though. I can't see anything on here that we've missed. So I do think that we have seen the entirety of this island. I love this one. I feel like it really may help me with some of my own design burnout. So I hope that you guys love it as much as I did. Let me know what you think in the comments and let me know what you'd like to see next. I will see you guys next time. Bye.